Hi friends, today we'll discuss about NPA norms. Non-performing assets norms will be different from one loan to another loan. We have secured loans, unsecured loans, agricultural loans, and we have CCOD, we have term loans. Okay, Prudential's norms on income recognition and asset classification. Asset classification will be like whether the asset is in a standard or substandard or doubtful or loss. So these NPA norms will be different from one category to another category. So first we will discuss about term loans. Interest and or installment of principal remain overdue period of more than 90 days, then this will be called as NPA. Interest and installment, or if it is remain overdue for 90 days, then this term loan will be called as NPA. Now we will discuss about cash credit and overdraft account. How this account will be classified as out of order. Already in previous video we discussed what is NPA and what is out of order. For the running account we will call it as out of order. If the outstanding balance remains continuously in excess of the sanction limit or drawing power for 90 days, then 91st day this one will be classified as out of order. Outstanding balance in the principal operative account is less than the sanction limit for drawing power, but there are no credits continuously for 90 days. So your outstanding balance is less than your sanction limit or drawing power, but there are no credits for last 90 days, then this account will be classified as out of order. And last 90 days we have credits, but credits are not enough to cover the interest debit during the last 90 days. For example, last 90 days interest was debited for 10,000 rupees, but you have credited only 5,000 rupees. So in this scenario also this account will be classified as out of order. A working capital borrower account will become NPA if such irregular drawings are permitted in the account for a continuous period of 90 days, even though the unit may be working or borrower's financial position is satisfactory. See, the organization, the company position is satisfactory, but you find irregular drawings last 90 days, though this account also classified as non-performing asset or out of order. An account where the regular ad hoc credit limits, regular means normal regular limits given for the 1 year period, ad hoc means temporary limits for the 15 to 30 days, have not been reviewed or renewed within 180 days. So initially you got the regular limits for 1 year. After the renewal date, after the maturity date, these limits were not renewed for 180 days, means 6 months. Your account is, even though your outstanding balance is less than your sanction limit or drawing power and your limits was not renewed for more than 180 days, then your account will be classified as out of order. In case bills purchased and discounted, the bill purchased and discounted, the bills remain overdue for a period of more than 90 days. Today you have purchased bill or discounted a bill, but this has to be paid by the customer, but he has not paid for 90 days. On 91st day, account will be become as NPA. Short duration of crop loans. If you are given a crop loan, the installment of principal or interest thereon remains overdue for 2 crop seasons. So short term duration crop loans, you have taken a loan and it may be principal or interest overdue for 2 crop loans, means if you have taken a loan for first crop loan, so second, maybe within the third crop loan you have to repay, otherwise this account will be become as NPA. If it is a long term duration of crop loan, the installment or principal or interest thereon remains overdue for 1 crop season, then this account will become NPA. So these long duration, short duration crops time will be different from one product to another product. Liquid facility under securitization transaction. The amount of liquidity facility remains outstanding for more than 90 days, then this account will become a NPA. Derivative transaction. The overdue receivables representing positive mark-to-market value of a derivative contract remains unpaid for a period of 90 days from the specified due date for the payment, then this account will become NPA. You know, market to market, you have purchased a derivative, but if the rate is going down, even though you are not selling, you have to show the mark to market value. Then this gap should be filled. Otherwise, after 90 days, this account will become NPA. Interest definition. If the interest due and charged during any quarter is not serviced fully within 90 days from the end of the quarter, then this account will become NPA. Overdue. If any amount due to the bank under any credit facility and the same is not paid on the due date, the date fixed by the bank, then this account will become a NPA. Exception to income recognition policy. So we are discussed about NPA policy. Is there any exceptions? Means there will be some irregularity, but you will not consider as NPA. Interest on advance against term deposit, national savings certificate, Indira Vikas Patra, Kisan Vikas Patras and life policies, insurance policies may be taken to income account on the due date, provided adequate margin available in the accounts. So if margin is available, for example, you have given loan for 90,000, the security value is 1 lakh rupees. So even though if it is not paid, because of that interest or because of that repayment due is adequate within the margin, then this account will not be called as NPA. Fee and commissions earned by the bank as a result of recognition and rescheduling of outstanding debit should be recognized on an accrual basis over the period of time covered by renegotiated or rescheduled extension of credits. Sometimes we will go for rescheduling. Rescheduling can be change the EMI or change the interest or change the period. In these scenarios, whatever outstanding will be collected on accrual basis. These scenarios also, this account will not be recognized as NPA. A reversal of income. In case account becomes NPA, how to reverse the income? If any advance including government guarantee account, including bills purchased and discounted, become NPA, the entire interest accrued and credited to income account in the past periods should be reversed if the same is not realized. So even though you have booked or accrued also, these accrued means accrued but not collected from the customer or not collected from the account, then these one also should be reversed. In respect of NPAs, fee, commission and similar income that have accrued should be ceased to accrue in the current period and should be reversed with respect to past periods if not uncollected. Even fee, commission collected from the respective account, but if it is not collected, this amount should be also reversed. Leased assets. So a leased asset which has accrued and was credited to income account before asset become non-performing, the remaining unrealized should be reversed or provide for the current accounting period. Appropriation of recovery in NPAs. So appropriation of recovery, if you receive any recovery amount from the NPA account, how to appropriate? Interest realized on NPAs may be taken to income account, provide the credits in the accounts towards interest or not out of fresh or additional credit facility sanctioned to the borrower concerned. So interest realized on NPAs will be taken into the income account, but you should see that no fresh credit facility should be sanctioned to the same borrower. In the absence of clear guarantee between the bank and the borrower for the purpose of appropriation of recoveries in NPAs towards the principal or interest due, bank should adopt the accounting principle and exercise the right of appropriation recoveries in uniform and consistent manner. So, for example, we have a appropriation manner, recoveries manner, we have charges interest principle. Some organization they follow interest charge principle, some organization they follow principal interest charges. So uniformity should be followed. So when you receive a recovery from NPA account, so as per your policy, initially it should be adjusted to principal or interest or charges. It should have a uniform facility. Interest application. An account of turning NPA. So normal account turned as NPA. Bank should reverse the interest already charged and not collected by debiting profit and loss account and stop further application of interest. First, interest charge not collected should be reversed and we should not accrue any interest further. From today account become NPA, so uncollected will be reversed and from today onwards will not calculate any interest, will not accrue any interest for NPA accounts. However, bank may continue to record such accrued interest in memorandum account on their books. So, will keep a separate shadow ledger, will accrue the interest to get the total outstanding, but this will not show it in our accounts. For the purpose of computing gross advances, interest recorded in the memorandum account should not be taken into account. Whatever we are maintaining memorandum of account or shadow accounts will have a principal balance, NPA, interest income, interest accrued. These will not be taken into our gross advances for the accounting purpose. These should be kept separate only to calculate the outstanding balance from the customer, not from our accounts. Illustrations and NPA and reversal unpaid interest. So some examples with NPA and reversal unpaid interest. So I have taken one example. Account is treated interest or installment remains overdue for a period more than 90 days. Illustration. A term loan of 10 lakhs is sanctioned on 1/9/2013 for 36 months. Interest is debited to the account end of every month and it is also paid addition to the installment. So for example, principal and interest he has to pay. So subsequent month, if an installment principal plus interest for the month from November 30 to February 28 means November, December, January, February. November means he has to pay in January. December he has to pay. December, January, February. So in unpaid till 31st March, then the overdue is more than 90 days as of 31st March. Hence, it will be classified as NPA. So you can see my example 10 lakhs rupees. So first month interest charge and he has paid the EMI. So second month we have charged the interest, he has paid the EMI, but November, December, January is not paid. So on 31st March this account will be classified as NPA. So you can see the month wise increasing overdue days. If it is November, it has crossed 121 days, so more than 90 days. Up to December you can see how it is increasing. You can see the interest debited but is not paid. So unpaid interest for the month of November to March is 48,631 rupees. So previously he has paid the EMI, so that should not be considered for recognition of income. It should not be recognized RAM. So these months income we should not book in our accounts. It should be moved to shadow ledger. We should not take it as income. If you take it as income, then your profit will be increased. So these amounts should not be recognized as income. Bills purchased are discounted. Bill remain overdue for a discounted period more than 90 days. Illustration. A bill of rupees 10 lakhs is discounted for 180 days on 1st April 2013 and due on 1st October 2013. It becomes NPA on 1/1/2014 as the bill remains unpaid more than 90 days, because October, November, December, 3 months. So you are supposed to clear before 1st October, but you are not cleared. So October, November, December. On 1st January, automatically this bill will become NPA. So this account will become non-performing asset. Thank you friends. If you like my video, please subscribe and share with your friends also.